Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day dear students. Welcome back to English session. In our previous session, we were discussing about feminism and we talked about feminism and its phases. And in this session, we are going to talk about some sort of feminism and its demands as well as the stigmas attached to both the categories, both the categories of human existence, men as well as women. So it has been said that man is strong and woman is weak, isn't it? So there are many stigmas. Stigma means certain bias, certain feelings or thoughts which accumulated together and it becomes a thought process, isn't it? Soch and head. Isn't it? ನಮ್ಮ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿ, isn't it? So men and women. So we have to rectify here some important thing which should be very much important to understand our form. Okay, let's get started. So men. So man is singular, men is plural, right? Make sure. And women. Again, women is plural form. Woman is singular form. Make it short. Okay. So there are two categories, and there is also a category called neutral gender. So we are not gonna talk about that one because sometimes it can be considered as women, sometimes it can be considered as men. So it is still not clear. So let's skip it. But I am not skipping their rights, is it? They have equal opportunity as human beings, rather. Okay, so men is always considered to be strong, whereas women has been stigmatized to be weak person. Weak. Isn't it? So men is always considered to be strong and women is always considered to be weak, and it is just because that man has masculine body, very strong muscle, heavy body, but when it comes to women it is always soft, isn't it? Very healthy but yet slim trim body, and they cannot do work as men can, but this is illogical. This is stigmatized again. If you guys ask me, it is stigmatized because nowadays women can do anything, with wrestling to flying planes as well, isn't it? So this stigma is again wrong. So men is always considered to be strong, but women is considered to be weak. Here, stable. But when it comes to women, it's unstable, emotional, fickle-minded, or silly. Is it visible, guys? Isn't it silly? But when it comes to men, he is stable, he is emotionally strong, isn't it? Emotionally strong, and as a whole, very strong, very stable, very steady, isn't it? These were what the stigmas are, the things which has been attires which has been attached to male as well as female. But in this poem, our author Olga, whose pen, V. Lalita Kumari, whose pen is Olga, is trying to deframe all these things. All these stigmas, biases, are prejudice, can be called as some sort of thought which has been inculcated, which has been practiced, and which has been generalized, isn't it? So I want all of you to remember this one. That's why I have written this on board, that men is considered to be strong emotionally, mentally, physically. But when it comes to women, it is considered that women is weak mentally, emotionally, and physically. And when it comes to men, again, men is stable, but women is unstable. Men is emotionally strong, women is emotionally weak, isn't it? Are emotionally weak or emotional? When it comes to men, men can take decisions. He knows how to take decision. He knows how to rule, how to administrate. But when it comes to women, she has no access to it, first of all. And if she gets access, she is not that effective. She is silly, fickle-minded, isn't it? So these were the attires which has been attached to both male and female. But there is a beautiful Kannada film called Nanu Avanalla Avalu, isn't it? Nanu Avanalla Avalu, which means I am not he but she, isn't it? I am not he but she. So there was a young boy who actually wanted to be like a female, but he was a man. From childhood itself, he wanted to become a female. He wanted to dress like female does. He wanted to put lipstick. He wanted to wear bangles. He wanted to wear frock and all the women's attire. But he has been constantly scolded by their elders. He has been constantly put forth for questions, under hyphens for his behavior, and his walking style was completely like a catwalk, which is attire again to a female body or female. So he has been constantly in questions. Why the hell you are doing like this? Many a times his father beats him like anything for being like women. So men has no, certain time ನೀವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಮೇಲ್ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋ ಲಿಪ್ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ ಜನ? Oh my God, isn't it? So expressions ನಾವು imagine ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. So men has also some restrictions that he should not follow women, isn't it? But how about women? We can wear jeans, nobody will question you. We can have boycott, nobody will question you. They may call the girl as a tomboy, isn't it? But still they're okay with it. So present days ke boycott agiddu, that's okay with it, isn't it? If I wear jeans and t-shirt, that is also okay with me. Not with me, but okay with the society, isn't it? But when it comes to men, if man wears kurta pajama like I do, his respect will hit the dust, isn't it? His identity will hit the dust. His dignity will hit the dust, isn't it? So that's how both men and women have been stigmatized. We all have our own restrictions. We all have our own prejudice. We all have our own boundaries together, isn't it? So feminism demands freedom from these boundaries, isn't it? Feminism demands freedom from all these boundaries. Let people do whatever they want. Let men put lipstick. Let women wear jeans. This is what feminism is. So apart from it, feminism is all about women. That women can do this thing, she can do, she will do, and she has already all rights to do. This is what feminism is all about. So why I am discussing this one is because to understand our upcoming poem, The Farmer's Wife, where farmer's wife, Volga, through farmer's wife, tries to deframe or tries to cut off the patriarchal thoughts which has been dominating our society, which has been not only our society but also our thought process. That we all think that man cannot handle family properly. It is women's work. But women is also earning, right? She is also taking responsibility as a family. So is it not a men's work in that case? It is, isn't it? So there shouldn't be this kind of a barriers, there shouldn't be this kind of a boundaries. So according to feminism, there are many different thought processes all around our globe. So it's up to them what things they are gonna follow. and many things people think that women should live in four walls, under somebody's protection, isn't it? So when it comes to protection, I just forgot to write here, he is self-protected. But she have to be protected, isn't it? Should protect. Isn't it? So men is self-protected. I mean, he know how to protect himself, but women doesn't know it, isn't it? That's why there should be men to protect women. These were the ideologies of patriarchal society, which are healthily prevailing in our society, in our entire globe. But feminism rejects this one. She says women can also do whatever men can do. Probably women is not made to do what men do, but women has been made to do things which men cannot do. These were the thoughts and ideologies of feminist people, isn't it? So this is probably right, isn't it? Women is not born to compete with men or to do what men does, but actually women is made to do things what men can't do, isn't it? So if I talk about things, if I talk about handling family by our own, women can do it. Women can work, women can earn, women can also maintain family. But when it comes to men cannot handle family, right? He can earn, but he cannot become mother, somebody's brother, isn't it? So don't take this otherwise. I'm just talking about family system. So that's how feminism or feminist people oppose patriarchal thoughts, patriarchal ideologies. And in this poem, Volga is also trying to break patriarchal ideology at every inch of this poem. I hope you have understood these frames, how stigmatized both the categories are. So men is self-protected, but women has to be protected by men. When it comes to men is strong, women is weak. Men is stable, women is unstable. Men is emotionally strong, but women is emotional or unstable, emotionally unstable. Men is strong, men can take decisions, women cannot do. Women indeed is a silly and fickle-minded person, isn't it? Are childish, are overactive. These were the attires which has been attired to men and women. So we both, I mean men and women, both are stigmatized, isn't it? Both are under certain boundaries. So which feminism wanted to break? That's what I can say about feminism. Okay, now let's get started with the author's introduction. Make sure you are gonna remember all this stuff what I have just written and talked about. So the poem Olga. So I want all of you to open page number 85 to understand this poem thoroughly. We need to go with our author's introductory part. Let's get started. Page number 85. A note on the poet. Volga is the pen name of the well-known Telugu writer P. Lalita Kumari. Born in 1950, Olga is a pen name. Namapada, sorry, not Namapada. There's something term to denote pen name. I mean the name which has been used to protect the real identity are just to be Ankita Nama, yes, Ankita Nama, isn't it? Volga is the pen name of the well-known Telugu writer P. Lalita Kumari. So the real name of our author is P. Lalita Kumari, who has chosen a term or a name called Olga for herself as a pen name. Was born in 1950. She was born in Guntur, one of the big town and educational center in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So she belongs to Andhra Pradesh. She took birth in Guntur, which is one of the big city in Andhra Pradesh, also an educational center in Andhra Pradesh. Her stories, novels and poetry reflect well articulated feminist position without compromising either the quality of literary form or failing to represent the reality of the characters. In her poetry, metaphor not only facilitates form but also celebrates the ideas depicted. So this author's introduction is very much important. You have to take ideas from here to understand our poem Farmer's Wife. So make sure you are going to underline from her stories, novels and poetry till the end of the paragraph. So now let us understand what this talks about. So her poetries, novels or stories talks about or reflect, it project, it depicts well articulated feminist position, is it? So her poems, her stories, her novels reflect women character, or it talks about it, she talks through women's position. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ನ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎರಡು ವ್ಯೂ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, isn't it? One from the person who is facing the situation, and another is the person who has witnessed a particular situation and narrating, isn't it? So apart from it, there are two projection in literary writers. So one is from male point of view and another is from female point of view. So her stories, Volka's stories, novels and short stories project the feminist viewpoint, or ಅದನ್ನು ವಿಮೆನ್ ಹೇಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾಳೆ ಅಥವಾ ವಿಮೆನ್ಸಿನ ವ್ಯೂ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವೋಲ್ಗಾಸ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಪೊಯಟ್ರಿ, ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್, novels, etc. without compromising either the quality of the literary form or failing to represent the reality of the character. This is most beautiful articulated sentence I have ever read, isn't it? So she is well articulated feminist position in the ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, female version in the ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ probably, without compromising either the quality or of literary ಅಂದರೆ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಬರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಶಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ದೇ ವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್, isn't it? So ಲಿಟ್ರರಿ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರೀತಾಳೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫೇಲಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ to write articles, stories and everything, isn't it? So she is not also compromising to the literary quality, and she is also not compromising with the efficiency or the character and the projection, isn't it? So this is important to understand. If you have not understood this point, it would be very difficult to understand the poem. Make sure you are pausing it and listening to it again. Okay, so she is not compromising with the quality of the poem she is writing and nor with the character she is depicting. So women's characterನು ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಲಿಟ್ರರಿ ಪಾಮ್ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. She is best in both the things. Okay, in her poetry, metaphor not only facilitates forms but also celebrates the ideas depicted, isn't it? So you must understand this one thoroughly, that her poetry not only, in her poetry, metaphors are usually used to denote some things, right? So can be compared to human personification agutte, human na compare madidre, but metaphors are like you are shining like a star, isn't it? So metaphor. So I have been comparing something to the other thing to denote its shine or to denote it's something which is imaginable, isn't it? So if I say you are looking like Amitabh Bachchan, I am doing it personification, isn't it? But if I say you are looking like a sun or moon, it is metaphor, isn't it? So to non-living things to living things it gets. So in her poetry, metaphors have been using constantly and which are actually not only facilitating ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ನ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಅದರ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ನ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೆಲಿಬ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಡಿಪಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪೊಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸೆಲಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, isn't it? So her poetry is best poetry, isn't it? So she is also not compromising with the quality, with the character depiction, also not with the ideas which has been depicted in the poetry. Okay, now let's get started with our poem. So before moving to poem, again we will be discussing some of the important problems of farmers. So we almost took 2 sessions to discuss the background, right? So now, if I talk about farmers, what do you think about farmers now? So recently, almost from 1 week or 2 weeks, our Indian farmers have been on strike. They have surrounded Delhi way, isn't it? So Delhi alli ಒಂದು ಗಾಜಿಯಾಬಾದ್ ಟು ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ರೂಟ್ನ ಸರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ on strike. They are not working. They have been on strike demanding to take back the black bill which has been passed by present government against our farmers, against their farmers welfare. So in India probably at least 10 to 15 farmers commit suicide regularly on regular basis. Just imagine. Agriculture is India's backbone, isn't it? So ತುಂಬ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಇಂಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 70 to 75% of citizens are depending upon agriculture in India. India is an agricultural society, isn't it? But unfortunately today we have been facing these problems because of the lack of awareness of the problems which have been faced by our farmers. So farmers are annadata. They are feeding us, isn't it? Indeed, God is feeding us, but they are the mediators who have been giving food to us, isn't it? Annadata anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. But still, we are unable to rectify their problems. Rather, we are creating we are trying to create different problems to farmers. And in our society, we all know farmers' life has been devastatingly worst, isn't it? So ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಕಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ, isn't it? That's why they have been committing suicide constantly from day to day, regularly it has been, isn't it? So they have been on strike from many days, from many weeks against the black bill which has been passed over them, isn't it? So there are many problems. Apart from this black bill, still they have many problems, isn't it? So in country like India, which is almost depending upon the agriculture, we have to rectify it, we have to sort out this problem, and the present government is not working on it, which is again embarrassing for them and problematic for us, isn't it? ಅದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾಚಿಕೆಗೇಡಾಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ನಮಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, isn't it? Because they are the people who are feeding us. If they won't produce, what hell we can eat? We can't eat materials, isn't it? We can't eat money. We need food, isn't it? We need food, not money. We can buy food, but if food is not available, we can't eat money. That's why they are superior. They are our helping hands, isn't it? They are working for us, to feed us. So this poem is talking about not only the problems of farmers, but also how the suicide of a farmer brings agony and pain to the family behind farmer, isn't it? So this poem talks about the pain, the agony which brings by one farmer's death. So ಈ poemಲ್ಲಿ farmers ಸತ್ತರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು problematic ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ, especially the wife who has to bear all the burden on poor shoulders. So we'll be discussing about that one. So before moving to next our poem, I request all of you to go through news channel or some articles regarding farmers bill and their problems. So I want all of you to list out farmers problems, what problems they are facing, whether it might be drought, whether it might be a flood, whether it might be heavy debt, whether it might be loan, whether it might be their land captured or occupied by bank employees, whether it might be by government and whatnot, isn't it? They have to face a lot of problems. And the worms, earthworms, isn't it? I mean, Hulagadu, they have been destroying their crops for many years. This is also a problematic, but they can't do anything. Even though they use pesticides, still there is a problematic things. And here we got to know what problems, I mean, we will be studying what problems our farmer is facing and how difficult it is to be a farmer, and it is more difficult to be a farmer's wife, isn't it? It is more difficult to be a farmer's wife. And in this chapter we will be studying the problems of farmers through female version of the text, and we will be studying how difficult it is to be a farmer's wife. And inshallah by next session we will be discussing the poem directly. Till then, you please go through farmer's wheel and what problems our farmers are facing nowadays from years. Okay, I hope you have understood what I talked about today. May Allah make our learning easy. Thank you so much for listening to me.